How's it going, guys? This is Vinheim. Welcome back. It's been a while. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, so it's time to finally do this Alpha and Omega quest. Like I said before, I was looking for a blue marker, because we usually just avoid or ignore these regular markers, right? So I was looking for the blue marker and I couldn't find it. So I thought I had to do something else, but nope. Here it is. Here she is. And I gotta say, I like her hairstyle. I want a ponytail for my cat, but I don't like the ones that are available. But anyways, let's see what's up. A heartless hypothesis. Oh god, wait. Oh. Okay, let's see. That's blown the cobwebs away. Time to return to work. What's up, baby girl? Goodness me, look who it is. How incredible serendipitous that I will run into you of all people. Do I even know her? I was part of the team which designed the Ragnarok. Oh. And we've recently begun the process of combing through the vessel's flight log data. The primary objective of your journey to Ultima Thule was to save our star and countless others, of course. But it also provided us with an invaluable trove of information, records of places and events we could only dream of. Your safe return gave us much to be thankful for. As it so happens, one of the things we pulled from the log was a transmission of unknown origin, something the ship must have intercepted during its flight. We believe it to be an audio message, but even our most talented linguistics have been unable to decipher the language. For a while there, it seemed we must accept defeat, but today may be the day that we finally solve the mystery. If you were so inclined, would you care to come along to Talmazine? It seems fitting to have... Okay, let's go. What up, baby? There you are. This is where we're to meet the engineers from Garland Ironworks. Ooh, they should be along at any moment. I wonder who we're gonna see. Biggs and Wedge? Sid? Sorry, we're late. We had some trouble finding the ride. God, is that Uria? No. Hey, what's up? Who's that, Biggs? Yes, the woman herself. I ran into her at the harbor and thought if anyone deserved to hear this message deciphered, it was her. Oh. No argument here, but bugger me if you don't have a knack for being in the right place at the right time. You don't say. I think she waited for me for like 3 weeks. This actually has more to do with you than you might think. So please, do stick around. Boom, boom, boom. Shall we pick up from where we left off? Hey, yo. As I was saying, we think this transmission the Ragnarok intercepted is a message of some kind. Oh, there's a truck outside. I thought the beeping wasn't the game. Albeit in a language entirely alien to our ears. Alien being the operative word here. Considering we received the message out in the great expanse, its origin was likely some distant star. Unfortunately, our list of off-world allies is presently rather short. Thus we were resigned to the fact that the meaning behind the message would remain beyond our understanding. Oh? One of my colleagues, however, refused to give up. She remembered the Ironworks engineers who had been so helpful in the construction of the Ragnarok and turned to them for insight into our seemingly impossible problem. It sounds something like Omega, I bet. Do you know that what Wedge said when he heard what was going on? We should have Omega listen to it. I bet it can tell us what the message means. Not the Omega you beat in the rift, of course. He's talking about the little one. We originally designed it to follow a chosen target and not much else. But I've seen it act in ways that, well, it's like it has a mind of its own. Then I got to thinking about those documents your lot sent to the chief. The full report in the final days. Oh, so we did? I don't remember that. And the part about Omega civilization. There you go. It said their people discovered how to convert their mind into data and store it outside the body. Yep. Timing being what it was. I wonder if Omega didn't somehow transfer consciousness into our model right before you put an end to the real one. There it is! So, in an effort to get to the bottom of that, as well as take a crack at this indecipherable message, we decided to make some modifications. Ayo? With help from Labyrinthos technicians, we have upgraded our toy Omega with a fully functional vocalization module. Wait, what? They can talk now? Oh, Chocobo! We played the transmission for Omega and I think it's ready to share. Homie, there's nothing cuter in this damn game than Alpha. I just want to hug him, man. Are you in there, Omega? Affirmative. If by Omega you are referring to my consciousness, rather than my entire form chassis existing inside this considerably smaller frame. Prediction. You will formulate several misconceptions. These I shall preemptively dismiss based on the following facts. Oh fuck. 1. The chassis remains unmodified from the design constructed by the engineers Biggs and Wedge. I evaluate its combat capabilities to be on par with a mortal infant. 2. The mechanism which allowed me to perform an emergency transfer of my consciousness was installed in my previous body. With the destruction of that body, I am rendered incapable of replicating such a feat. Should this current material form be destroyed or cease to function, all cognitive awareness or presence I possess will also be lost. Conclusion. I present no threat to you or your star, nor do my projections indicate the necessity to inflict harm. In the fraction of a moment before my annihilation in the rift, I re-examined my directives. If I am to fulfill my purpose as an evolving construct, then I must continue my journey for improvement for as long as I exist. I must acquire this heart of yours, this strength of the soul. Well, there you have it. It's not wrong about its combat capabilities. It'd be more likely to damage itself than the thing it was trying to attack. But let's not forget the reason we brought you here in the first place. What about the transmission they played for you? Could you recognize the language? Affirmative. It was transmitted in Pangalactic Basic. What? A common language in comparatively extensive usage throughout the worlds we have conquered. Oh. Which means you can finally tell us what the message said. That is a language you understand, yes? I understand it perfectly. I am fluent in over 6 million distinct dialect codings. Bleep. My cooperation in this matter, however, is conditional. Ayo? Elaboration. Your chief said utilizes the floor as part of his unorthodox filling system, which allowed me to scan the report in the final days. Oh. I am aware that my home star, the one you call Alphatron, was obliterated in the aftermath of Sir and Metion's meeting. Yes. The extent of Dynamis has not previously factored into my projections, but I now comprehend the concept, in theory. Are we gonna go back? Oh, look at Alpha just sitting there, dude! Oh! I love that! What fails to compute is why the Omicrons were not immune to its effects. Dynamis should have no influence on a race which possesses no heart. And yet, Sir expressed to Metion a desire to cease existing. Illogical. I must pursue this anomaly further until the full equation becomes clear to me. I must analyze all the elements of the final days and deepen my understanding of the heart's intangible properties. Fucking Alpha just passed out, bro. He's like, fuck this, I just wanna go run away. To expedite the process, I require an external interpretation of those sections of the report which continue to produce errors in my calculations. I request the assistance of Rhea Beolb, as one who experienced the ravages of ultimate despair on multiple fronts, and displayed immeasurable heart in engineering my defeat. She is the optimal choice to fulfill this role. Alpha passed out. So, we either agree to your conditions or you tell us nothing. I'm sorry to put you in a spot like this, Rhea. If you have the time and the patience to spare, we'd all be grateful if you could humor the toy's demands. I mean, as long as I get to hang out with Alpha, I don't mind. Has Alpha passed out? I suppose the subject was a bit technical. Bloop. Rouse yourself, Alpha. You must listen to and consider these matters, even as I must. Why don't you make a trip out of it? You know, actually visit the places that has the things Omega wants to ask about. It'll make explaining the stuff easier, for one, and also help keep Alpha awake and alert. True. Damn, my cat is so fucking pretty, bro. I was gonna talk to Alpha, but he's gonna be like, what? Yes. I see you have chosen the mutually beneficial option. Logical. Setting aside the matter of Sir, there are three elements of the report on which I desire clarification. The first of these concerns the progress of the final days in Rats at Hand. I recognize no pattern in those who succumbed to the transformation, and those who did not. That's a bit of a trek. If you wanted to chat with the locals, how about we lend you an airship? We do not require such outmoded technology. Rhea set a transportation spell. True. True! This chassis is a model, essentially a toy. And Alpha, despite his organic composition, is... What? Really? Conclusion. We qualify as material positions. Oh my god. I am so sleepy, I thought I said fuck us up. Pick us up and you can teleport the three of us to our destination. Why did it ask me if I wanted to start? Oh, shut up. I thought I was like legit gonna pick them up. Oh. I cannot listen to this theme the same way that I did before. Oh, I was gonna say, how the fuck is it raining inside? Now that I listen to Husky by the Geeks cover, oh my god. It's so good. Sensors indicate we have arrived in Rats at Hand. Objective: identify factors for resistance to involuntary transformation. Hypothesis. Unaltered survivors of the final days will display significant strength of heart. Confirming this theory will require the cooperation of light subjects. Where's the war design? Okay. Understood. Kama, set as our sub-destination. Please take the lead and take... Omega and Alpha... Oh my god. So I legit have to run there. How do I get there? Oh, goodness me. Let's go! Oh, look at Alpha, dude! Oh, baby! I love this. Oh, shit! They went into the ground. Dude, it's so weird. It's so weird looking at having Omega and Alpha run behind me and Venat. Right? Like a mini Venat. Like, what the fuck is happening, man? Oh, dude, I love this. Excuse me, sir. Are you a traveler? Please, if you have a moment, I could use an outsider's perspective. Okay. You see, I was one of those who sought to escape the madness plaguing the world by fleeing to the moon. Not that we ever went, in the end. So here I am, recently returned from Charlian, except now things are strained between my sister and I. Since she chose to stay and I chose to leave. I asked her to help me find work, and she suggests I look somewhere that isn't Thavnir, as if I wanted to abandon my home. Arg. It makes me so angry. Your point is unclear. You elected to relocate to the star satellite. Thus your relative now perceives you in a negative light. Your sibling's judgment isn't in error. Based on the information made available to Hanish citizens, your decision to withdraw to the moon was both logical and correct. Conversely, the decision to remain in Rasathan despite the low probability of survival defies explanation. Perhaps our reasoning pathways are faulty. That's right. I'm not quite sure what you're saying, but I'm right. Or so I like to think. The problem is, I understand why my sister feels this way. I almost decided against going myself. Even then, I wasn't sure that leaving behind everything I loved was the right choice. And with the way it all turned out, I sigh. Wasn't she... I could sort of got... She was the one that turned into a monster. Remember? Because I remember when we had the shit happen in the square. I think, wasn't she the first one that transformed into a monster? You're the one who came to ask me questions about Kalsahi. I'm glad to see you looking well after all that unpleasantness. I probably they just have the same model, but I was pretty sure it was her. I remember the burning skies and hearing the screams, but truth be told, I'm so confused as to what actually happened. I only know it wasn't unusual for entire families to go missing. Many of my neighbors' houses lie empty, even now. Kalzaki's place is one of them. He had no close relatives to speak of, and I heard that it was members of the consortium who came to remove his belongings. What a terrible thing to have to do. Terrible. Kazaki's passing was recorded in the report. Clearing his domicile and readying it for new habitation seems like an appropriate relocation of resources. Dear me, what a clever little contraption. But of course, I'm not against making use of his quarters. That would be wasteful. It's simply that Kalsahi was always such a vigorous person. All that passion, all those dreams, suddenly gone. I feel the same sorrow for everyone who was lost. Seeing the remnants of those vibrant lives packed away in boxes. That is what I mean by terrible. What's up, kiddo? Hey, don't they know you? Yes, after the bees were taken care of, you told me to join everyone in the square. Thanks to you, I was there when Vitra gave his speech. And I found out who Varshan really was. It's a shame we don't get to play like we used to. But Mama says Vitra has been busy putting the city back in order. Maybe I can work for him one day, when I'm a man grown. Vitra, Midgard Sommer's offspring, yes? And this child wishes to put himself at the worm's command, that he might make his own contribution to society. A pattern emerges. I predicted the Hannish survivors are those who had ingested Vitra's blood and become his draconic minions. Wait, what? Though dragons were no match for our civilization's might, their combat capabilities are not to be underestimated. It is unlikely they would experience emotions of dread or uncertainty, as exhibited by lesser beings in times of undue stress. Dragons? I'm not a dragon. And I never ingested anyone's blood either. Ew. You are not of Vitra's horde, so you possessed no hidden means to fight off the beast. What a fear then. You were frightened? Yes, I was frightened. I just hid and hoped they wouldn't find me. At least until she told me it was safe to come out. Ria, I require a moment to process this input. Let us move apart and discuss our findings. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, baby. Look at Alpha. Oh man, I love Alpha so much. Processing data, evaluating hypotheses against accumulated evidence. I offer an optimal analysis of each subject's testimony, yet each time their response is conflicted with my assessment. Without identifying the root cause of this conflict, I will be unable to properly define what constitutes strength of heart. Perhaps the heart you seek lies in the conflict itself. An interesting observation. It is possible my base criteria is in error. In which case it is imperative that I continue this learning process and repair any fundamental misconceptions. I wish to interact with an individual who endured similar circumstances to Kalsahi prior to his transformation. Are you acquainted with any local merchants who had a dealing with him? Yes, our homie, I don't remember his name. Okay. In this body, bursts of that size represent lethal, unthinking threats. They will pick my casing apart, searching for meat that does not exist. Conversely, Alpha can correctly identify my absence of nutritional content. If only he would apply the intelligence towards maintaining a regular feeding schedule. Poor habits adversely affect his mobility. Oh man. Somebody. Well, look at this. Ah, I must thank you again for your help in moving our textiles. Recovering from those tragic events has been difficult. But with everyone pulling together, we've managed to get things back up and running. I come with questions related to that tragedy. Specifically, your survival of the final days. Although you are similar to Kalsahi in many respects, he succumbed to the transformation and you did not. Why? What is the critical difference between you and him? What? I'm sure I don't know. I'm not specifically brave or courageous, if that's what you're asking. Perhaps being focused on protecting our workshops kept me from spinning into a panic. Still, I imagine Kalsahi would have been feeling the same sense of responsibility. Perhaps the weight of it all is what invited his demise. You were of the same mind, resolved to the same purpose. Yet your strength of heart, of spirit, was not equal. If merely emulating the individual is insufficient, then some other unseen factor must be involved. Yes. Not to interrupt those deep philosophical musings, or do you think I could ask a small favor? Ah, damn it. there's a man by the name of Navraja who's been helping us out while he gets back on his feet. I have a feeling he'd benefit from speaking with you. Leave by the eastern exit and you should find him just outside. Okay. That's our orders accounted for. And everything looks to be of good quality. Kamala will be pleased. What's up, buddy? You were with the Scions. You were there. Yes. Yes, I'm sure of it. I'll never forget that day. Homie, this fucking song does something. This song makes me, just listening to the song makes me super emotional. Do you hear right now my voice, how it almost choked? Again, it's like nothing's happening, but the song is what gets me. You and your friends helped us escape when people began changing into beasts. My own son, he was afflicted. Oh, it's this guy. Holy shit, you remember? He's the guy that was running away with his kid. And then his kid tripped and transformed into a beast. And that's when the guy that was pretending to be the main guy here protected him and died. Yeah, fuck. I remember. I actually remember. My heart turning to ice, freezing in place. The satrap came to my aid, but then he too was gone. Yeah. Yep. It's exactly him. That's when fucking Graha calmed him down. The memories run together in my mind, like flashes from a nightmare. Only the words of your comrade still ring clear. I repeated them over and over like a mantra as I fled for my life. You must run, for their sake and your own. It all seemed so surreal, which was probably what saved me from the transformation. The truth of it didn't make it to sink in until the worst of it was over. Dude, I still think about that, and I love it so much how at first you see Graha like doing all that shit and you're like, how? Or like what? Like that came out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. But then you think about how he ran the Crystarium for 100 years. So he's basically a leader. So his leader instinct just straight up kicked in to keep the people safe. Oh, damn, dude. I have not the words to describe how I felt then. The sorrow, the overwhelming sense of helplessness. This fucking song, I swear to God, it's gonna make me cry, man. I feel so emotional right now, and I don't know why. I may still be wallowing in misery if not for my old friend, Jinabaha. I lost my will to work, but he encouraged me with kind words and odd jobs. Now somehow I live again. I am thankful to him, to the courageous Ahewan, and to you. If you see your comrades, please let them know their efforts were not in vain. You say you lost your will to work. This signifies the cessation of efforts to maintain basic life functions, yes? What changed to extract you from this stagnation? An offer of work from the Jinabaha, oh my god, should mean little to one without the desire to accept it. Was it some manner of mortal instinct, a primal need to survive and thrive? Instinct? No, it wasn't that. If anything, my instincts were telling me to lay down and welcome an end to the pain. Every day I think of my boy's final moments. I think of how scared he must have been, and it must have hurt. And I want to scream, my throat raw. The satrap too still haunts my dreams. I see him being swallowed whole, and jolt awake in a cold sweat. But something changed when the Jinn came to me. I looked up and saw that, even without my son or Ahewan, the world around me continued to turn. And because the fact grieved me so, I knew it felt to me to live on and remember them. Strange, isn't it? What drives me to rise in the morning is the very sorrow which once crippled me. Damn, this fucking scene hit hard. Now, I really must return to my work. To lose this job after everything I just said would be a poor jest indeed. May the sisters keep you well. Damn, bro, that's fucking sucks. Sorrow, the emotion generated by mortals when their ideals fail to materialize. This I have observed. Yet, when I listen to how Nashvan's sorrow served to rescue him from near fatal despondency, his logic eludes me. You know what I think got me? The fact that shit that happened to him happens like in every and a lot of games, in almost every single game. But you're not explained by the person after the fact what he felt or what he's feeling, what he's going through, what he's been going through, and how he feels like shit, right? So I feel like more of that would be really nice. Am I incapable of perceiving the full measure of the heart's properties? My best projections fail to predict our subjects' responses, and despite their almost equal occupational and mental parameters, Jinn and Khazad exhibited different reactions to the dynamics effect. I am no closer to recognizing the pattern for evolutionary transformations, and your ephemeral mortal spirits confound me as much, if not more, than they did before. Have you considered that there is no pattern to the people afflicted? No pattern? You imply that the transformation was not contingent on individual fortitude, but rather a random contribution of environmental factors? Such a theory would explain the otherwise conflicting data. Very well, I shall accept this as a provisional conclusion to this part of my investigation. I do, however, expect you to continue supplementing my education of heart-related matters. A heartless hypothesis. Oh my god, bro. That scene took me by surprise. Holy shit. Like I said, you can hear my voice cracking. I feel like just fucking crying. Goodbye. Omega has selected a new destination. Our next destination will be Camp Broken Glass. I desire elaboration on the dealings between the Ilsaba contingent and the... Oh goodness. The reports describe the contingent's purpose as the salvation of the local populace. Furthermore, both factions face a common enemy in the Telephoroi. Why did they not immediately combine forces to their mutual benefit? This inconsistency requires closer examination. Ria, initiate transportation. Fuck. I wonder if I'm gonna cry here. And yes, I still don't have fly unlocked. Damn it. Teleportation successful. Evaluating immediate environs. A cold weather region by Ethereal standards, but significantly less extreme than a star with ice planet classification. This body should not be unduly impeded. In contrast to Alpha and his uncontrollable shivering, my frame appears highly resistant to low temperatures. Alpha's cold as fuck. Retrieving data. Records indicate the remnants of the contingent force and a number of Imperial citizens yet inhabit this location. We must speak with the representatives of both factions and explore their respective attitudes. Proceed. Oh, my chicken's gone. Howdy! Ria, come to see things are progressing, have you? Sorry. I can't speak for the overall strategy, but communication with the locals has become a damn sight easier since Julius and his soldiers stepped in to help. Oh, we still face our fair share of distrust, of course. Some folk even think we're enslaving minds with our foreign magics. But all things considered, I'd say we're doing pretty well. Establishing an open dialogue was the first big step. Query. You consider this level of progress acceptable? The reality of your efforts falls short of the ideal. If your aim is to provide sufficient succor to the local populace, then absorbing their numbers into your command structure would be the optimal path. Oh, wait a minute. I wouldn't go that far. We're not looking to take over the nation. If we're here to do the right way, we need to recognize and respect each other's way of life. So while it may not be the easiest solution, I agree with the contingent's slow and steady approach. I'm just happy we're saving lives. Very nice and very true. A shadow from the past? Yes, I know you from Victor Spoils. Have you come to laugh at me? A wretch who chose to lose Licinia and her sister rather than accepting your help. The fool who ended up reliant upon your charity nonetheless. Yeah, but you're still a fucking idiot, man. Perhaps I deserve your derision. My compatriots surely scorned my felt conviction. I have seen my people and brought dishonor upon my nation. I am no better than a kept beast. My pride sold for a bowl of feed. But my soul? Nay. That you should not have. I have refused your honeyed offers of a new home. This land is where I belong, and this is where I shall remain. You demonstrate opposition to the contingent's overtures. On what basis do you refuse this cooperation? The data suggests the local populace is struggling to produce the bare minimum of sustenance. Have you some secret strategy for survival? Or do your orders compel you to accept your present misfortune? What? Must I be mocked by a Magitech toy now? No, I have no secret strategy, no binding orders, but I would comport myself as any true guardian patriot would, uncompromising, unbending. Okay, blast it all. Once again, this input is unanticipated. Let us move aside and process what we have heard. Accessing and analyzing recorded data. Integration complete. I have evaluated the most recent input and made comparisons to our discoveries in Retsahan. Consistent only in their inconsistency, the responses from both contingent member and Imperial citizen were highly irrational. Conversely, any Omicron considering their predicaments would have echoed my assessment exactly. The divergence from self-evident logic is key. hypothesis. The illogical relationship between would-be saviors and suffering populace is another result of the unpredictable nature of mortal hearts. True. Any property or ability has inherent advantages and disadvantages. Yet never have I encountered such a unique detriment. It appears that those who share your metaphysical capabilities are prone to complicating simple cognitive processes. An undesirable quality. I will, however, persist in furthering my understanding of the subject. Query. Prior to formulating our next step, I wish to know who is this Licinia the Imperial mentioned. That was rough, dude. I remember that perfectly. Acknowledge. To summarize, insufficient data on foreign culture resulted in inadvisable and ultimately fatal action. I witnessed such destructive behavior before. During the course of our planetary conquest, overwhelmed enemy forces would voluntarily withdraw into perilous regions, leading to a succession of inevitable losses. Tangential data request. I wish to learn about burial customs. The practice has ever seemed nonsensical, but new data suggests that it arises from the same source as your cognitive complications. Take me to this Licinia oh god. Energy delivery systems compromised. Core temperature critically low. Oh fuck. Warning, immediate heating required. Request, apply friction to outer frame. Time to heat it up. Yes. There we go. The creators of the mod must have experienced impaired cognitive function. Okay. Upon our return, I will request additional climate shielding. Reconfirming its destination. Acknowledge. Oh, thank God, way. Sadly though, I don't have flying unlocked, so I'm gonna have to go the normal way. Damn it. What's gonna happen? A deceptively deep snowdrift almost defeated me, but we have successfully arrived at the location you indicated. Caution advised. Oh? Who's that? An unknown individual appears to be investigating the subject of my interest. You are Eorsis champion, aren't you? Riabiov. Yes. Oh, I never introduced myself, did I? I am Manius, soldier of the First Legion and comrade of Julius. Perhaps you remember me from Tertium. We spoke about collecting ceruleum and again later on, after Lord Quintus had passed. Oh, yes, I remember this guy. He just appeared for like a minute. Manius, explanation requested. What is the reason of your presence here? That must be the tiniest Magitech weapon. I know. Dude. This song hits different after you finish MSQ. Oh my god. Oh no, just unlocked shop communicator, isn't it? In any case, I have nothing worthy to report. I heard that the sisters who used to live here in my sector, were buried here, so I thought I'd come to pay my respects. Alfino and Alice had told me the story, complete with profuse apologies, though they were adamant that no amount of remorse could erase the tragedy of what came to pass. Not that my fellow soldiers and I are in any place to judge. We were manipulated, fooled into starting an insurrection, which led to countless deaths among our own countrymen. Objection. The casualties incurred through your infringement are distinct from those caused by the Isabel contingent. To restate, you are justified in seeking restitution from the contingent for causing the deaths to Licinia and her sister. Retaliation for damages sustained is also a logical progression. I can deduce two reasons why you do not initiate hostilities with Ria and her allies. 1. You judge your remaining forces too weakened to contend effectively with the contingent. 2. Your emotions are complicating the issue. Tell me, which of these is correct? Well, when you lay it out like that, I'm afraid my answer isn't like to win me any medals. So, will you mind keeping this to yourself? There's the unspoken thought that we're unmatched on the battlefield, certainly. But the real reason I'm not demanding restitution has little to do with weighing the odds. The simple truth is, I'm so caught up with simple survival that I have no strength to spare for past grievances. The same goes for avenging any comrades we've lost, be that my brothers in arms or Lord Quintus himself. Although it seems everyone has an opinion about the manner of his passing. Some say he should have fought until the end, that he abandoned us to the enemy. Yeah, pretty much. He didn't give a shit. Others praise him for taking the full burden of responsibility and freeing us to walk our own path. I don't know who's right or who's wrong, but I'm inclined to side with the latter. He gave us the choice of freedom, and that's the choice I made. I could cry and rant and rage, but what would be the point? I'll save my energy for worrying about my next meal, my next task. I need to focus on the ones left behind, while making some kind of life for my comrades and me. Baba! And if I need to lean on the contingent to do that, then that's what I'll do. Even if their aid comes at a price, I'm willing to pay it. Even amongst your own, there are times when cooperation demands compromise. What matter that they're outsiders? Besides, I think I could grow to like Alfino and Alice. They have reached out to us with kindness and compassion from the very beginning. Summation. Your desire to survive, even should it mean allying with the contingent, was a feeling you already harbored. That your side has committed worse atrocities was the logic you invented later to justify your reasoning. Blunt but accurate, I suppose. The heart is honest about what it wants. Even if the mind takes a while to reconcile with the decision. Baby shark do 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 do. Well, this has been oddly cathartic, but I must return to my duties. There are wild beasts to cull, watchfires to light, supplies to transport. Even without an emperor, there is no rest for an imperial. Be well and stay safe. I have no idea what those pop-ups were, what they meant. Upon review of recent input, I have arrived at an unexpected conclusion. I have been formulating my assessment on the premise that I was the man who commanded the strength of his heart, but the data suggests the opposite is true. The surge of spirit, of feelings, of emotions can entangle your thoughts to such a degree that even control over your own behavior is compromised. It seems a most counterproductive specification. This also explains why my interactions with mortal subjects have produced more confusion than clarification. It presents with a formidable barrier to understanding. Speak with Omega. My area hypothesis has been borne out. The suboptimal operation being conducted here is the result of emotionally compromised reasoning. I am ready to progress to my third and final query. Holy shit, there's more. I would learn about those referred to as ancients. It is clear that this group was a crucial factor of the final days, but the information contained in the report was insufficient to form an overview. The Loporites are creations of the ancients, and are said to maintain repositories of their knowledge. By my calculations, the base of these moon dwellers would provide the best source of additional data. Okay. I thought we were gonna go back in the past. I was like, wait, what? Come on, Omega, let's see what you're gonna do. Your teleportation spell was successful. We appear to have arrived at the location described as Bestway Burrow. Oh my god. An inspection of technology in use here would give me detailed insight into the ancients and their civilization. This body, however, lacks my previous frame's advanced observational functionality. I will require external assistance. Growing way? No, it can't be. It is you, Rhea. I've missed you so. What is this you brought with you? This soft feathery vision. Oh, the chocobo! We've been outfluffed. Pack up the moon. It's all over. Why bother with Burrow building bunnies when you can walk around with this adorable avian engineer? Just bake me into a pie and be done with it. Aww! He's jealous. Good. There's nothing cuter than Alpha. Inspect our inventions. Wait, you're not done with us? What the fuck? I wasn't truly worried, of course. And I certainly wasn't about to roll myself into dough and dive into cooking with new oven. What the fuck? If a technical breakdown is what you need, I am your Laporite. As the resistant atmospheric regulation expert, I can field any question or query you might care to pose. Acceptable. I will employ this being to guide me around the facilities. Your presence is not mandatory, even locked within my current chassis. I am still an autonomous construct. Okay. Quiet. Objective complete. Thank God I didn't have to go with them. Was the tour helpful? Oh my goodness, there's a new Husky by the Gig video. Affirmative. I observed the representative cross-section of the Laporte's engineering capabilities. My guide required more time to confirm the answer to certain questions, but overall we made efficient progress. Conclusion. Extrapolating from the fraction of technology on display, the full spectrum of the ancient advancements was, at minimum, equivalent to a level 4 civilization. A fact which demands further investigation. Despite establishing our near-ideal society, these beings nevertheless harbored a weakness which invited self-destruction. In studying them, I stand to gain a greater understanding of Sir's anomalous decision. Growing Way informed me that another type of ancient-made entity exists upon the satellite. The one they call the Watcher. Oh yes! I will speak to him. I completely forgot about him. Then, converse your ether. We will ride this Argos to our destination as you have suggested. Okay, Omega. Impotence detected. The creature identified as Argos refuses to acknowledge our presence. Hypothesis. Upon our arrival, Growing Way expressed concern that he had been outfluffed. This suggests the existence of a fluff-based hierarchy. Yes, pretty much. My station is in such a system will be predictably low, but Argos is adamant in ignoring even Alpha. Its fluffiness level is impossible to gauge. You're the fluffiest of them all, Argos. Oh, he's happy. Puppers. Argos gives an exasperated snort before motioning to his back. It seems you have permission to climb aboard. You have secured the creature's permission. Curious, is it your fluffy tail which provides such exemplary standing? What would happen if I was not a cat girl? I have allowed myself to become distracted. Let's continue. What would have happened if I was like a regular here? The Watcher. I was bemused by our arrival of these small visitors, but I see they are companions of yours. What a rare thing for my abode to be thus crowded. How may I be of service to you? Hello, Watcher. My purpose here is to learn more about the ancients. I will know of their deeds, their philosophies, the very nature of their hearts. I would understand why the final days was visited upon your star. Upon my home star. A worthy endeavor. But there's another better suited to assisting you with that task. Perhaps you might favor us with a tale or two of the ancients you met during your travels, Ria. My fragmented memories would be a pale substitute indeed for the clarity of your more recent experiences. Oh. Don't make that face, Ria. You're gonna make me cry. Yes, I can vision every detail. Your meeting with Venat and Emmett Silk and Hitler is. The sorrow and determination of Hermes. I am a creation of Hydaelyn, and as such, I believe the age of the ancients would fade and be forgotten. Yet knowing that their memory lives on so vividly within you, it brings me great joy. I pray you keep them close to your heart. You know what I really want to do? I'm gonna go and rewatch the entire moon sequence. I feel like I need to. At the time of your journey to the past, the one whose essence I embody would have been a scholar at Anidir. A shame. Had you reason to go there, perhaps you might have met. As a man of learning, he was firm friends with Venat. They spent long hours trading theories and debating the laws of the universe. I remember joining her faction as the final days bore down upon us. Yet of the events surrounding that tragedy, I recall precious little. Hydaelyn wished for the people of your age to decide their own path. Thus I suspect my recollection was limited by design. Yet even she could not cut away one persistent memory. I feel most distinctly his sadness at what was to come to pass. That in becoming Hydaelyn's heart, Venat would forever stand apart from the people she so loved. Yeah, pretty much. If she were to resolve in her convictions, then he too would share her sleepless vigil over the future yet to unfold. That was the vow he made to Venat as her transformation took hold. His fervent wish must have reached her in some fashion. For though his life was drained away by the summoning, he was reborn with new form and new purpose when I awoke as the Watcher of the Moon. And you heard, Rhea, you felt, you thought, and in seizing the future for yourselves, how you brought full circle the saga which Venat begun. What you accomplished was no divine miracle, it was but the beacon of hope, passed down from one generation to the next, a succession of wishes and prayers, reshaping the star into the world we knew you deserved. You have our deepest gratitude. I thank you not only for myself, but as the man I once was, and on behalf of those who devoted themselves to Venat's vision. I have chills all over my damn body, man. I almost tear up. I understand the facts of your story, Rhea. But not how you have chosen to process them. On what grounds do you speak of Venat with such fondness? By sundering the world, she ultimately guided your kind to victory, yet in doing so caused irreparable damage to its individual members. The full scale of that act is beyond calculation. It is evident, however, that it resulted in a protracted period of suboptimal existence for Emmett Silk and his brethren. Don't show me flashbacks. Query: if the survival of your kind is the deciding factor of your evaluation, then should you not also admire Hermes and his decision to subject man to a trial, forcing you to change or perish, as was the fate of countless civilizations before you? From my perspective, his determination was similar to that of the Omicrons, those who first began trading flesh for machine, so that our people might stand against the onslaught of aggression. It was an unprecedented attempt, accompanied by much failure and sacrifice. Their early experiments were crude, primitive. Had they not made those first advances, however, we would have remained vulnerable to our environment. The violence would have utterly consumed us. And what of Emmett himself? Judging by your retelling, he was a benevolent ally, saddled with tragic fate. Yes. Yet I remember the years when my instruments fed me data from events across the entire star. During that time, I witnessed his actions engineer multiple instances of cataclysmic strife. These calamities, as you know them, were responsible for planet-wide destruction, and man whose endgame relied upon the extinction of all modern mortals must, by definition, be your worst enemy. Oh, this fucking game is making me so emotional, dude. I require an answer. As a being of heart and soul, how do you classify each of these pivotal figures? From your perspective, which of them was most justified in their actions? Really? Why? I don't know, dude. Like, the fact that I don't know why just talking about them hits me so fucking hard every single time. They were all justified in their own way, every single one, and that's what makes them so great. As characters, as villains, as everything. I think I understand. You seek a definitive answer, yet based on our experiences, Rhea and I might develop very different opinions. In the same fashion, you are free to form your own thoughts on the matter. Do not be so swift to consider them without merit. Holy fuck, man. I do not have my own thoughts on the matter. I assess each situation with the same logic pathways available to every Omicron. Even if 1,000 Omicrons were asked to analyze the same event, they would all return the same result, regardless of individual experience. There is no strength to be found in fractured reasoning. Nonetheless, I find your input valuable, recording data alongside interview results. This concludes my investigation into the incomplete elements of the final days report. I will reanalyze the accumulated information, and examine the factors which led to Sir's incomprehensible decision. Let us return to Thomasine. That was fucking rough, dude. That was so rough. Ah, there you are, right at the last moment. Your journey with Omega was properly educational, I hope. We plan to ask you all about it and that misery transmission besides, but I'm afraid something urgent has come up. Oh god. Seems one of our Ironworks associates has fouled up a job elsewhere, and Jesse needs Wedge and me to rush in to lend a hand. There's an airship waiting for you outside harbor. I fear you might be. Right, let's move. Oh no. So you've cleared up all those points of confusion then. I had mistakenly classified your intangible heart as an ability of some kind. An uncanny power that Omicrons could neither learn nor even measure. Even now, its full nature yet eludes my comprehension. Based upon our investigations, however, I have decided to alter my definition. A phenomenon which influences one's interpretation of reality. That is as close to an answer as I have found. Accordingly, Sir's actions upon meeting Meteon strongly indicate the presence of a heart. Sir didn't follow routine logic, but formulated an independent assessment based upon the reality it perceived. Wasn't Sir the one that was taking care of the tree? It felt that the best recourse for the Omicrons was to cease their expansion and terminate all functions. Tales of loss and fire and flame. I have chills all over my body. Well, here's our ship. We need to be going, but first I'll hold you to your bargain, Omega. It's time you told us what wasn't that transmission from the flight logs. I will help motel of agreements. Okay. The recording salvage from the Ragnarok was a simple one. The message is so basic, in fact, that the time spent listening to it may result in a net loss of value. Shall I continue? Now you're just teasing, tell us the message already. Acknowledge. Converting dialect coding to local language. The sound kicks in. To whomever receives this message out there in the vast reaches of the cosmos. To someone, I hope, who looks up to the stars with the same wistful gaze as mine. To you I say, forge ahead. May our tomorrows be blessed with joy. Damn. This game is so emotionally draining, bro. It's fucking crazy. This message had no designated recipient. It lacks purpose. The concept of joy is overly abstract. The vocal supplication to manifest said joy is unrealistic in its optimism. Yet, based upon their expressions, my assessment of the transmission's value conflicts with its apparent impact. Fuck. And still, I fail to understand you, sir. Your heart still confuses me. Was termination of everything the correct course? How did you arrive at this conclusion? It defies all my attempts of reasoning. But I was designated to evolve. As I continue to learn, the probability that I eventually comprehend this phenomenon is greater than 0. So I will put the dilemma of your decision aside for now. And continue my existence upon this distant star. As I dwell among these many life forms, so will I continue to piece together the complete shape of their mortal hearts. I have a knot in my throat. I must document their process, their progress. I hope you guys cannot hear that, but I have a fucking truck working right outside my house. Like fucking 10 feet away. And it's super loud. Oh well. Well, let's finish this. I cried already. Your contribution to my education is appreciated, Ria. Indeed, I have amassed a satisfying quantity of valuable data. Now that our negotiated business is complete, however, Alpha and I will return to traveling the world. Drawing on recent experience, I am confident we can expand the radius of our ventures by a significant margin. We need not limit ourselves to Eorzea. I am now familiar with Sharlayan and Rasad Han, and would also like to revisit the freezing climates of Garden. I neglected to instruct Biggs and Wedge to upgrade my climate shielding. I will reroute my request to Deputy President Jesse. Engaging ambulation and parting salutations. Farewell, Ria. Alpha gives a vigorous shake and draws forth a scrap of paper from under his wing. It seems he wants you to have it. Perhaps this is his way of thanking you? Swiftly, Alpha. The road is long and we have barely begun our journey. And there we have it, boys. Flow together. Before we end it, let me go to the end to listen to the song. Let's see, this one is... This is the regular flow. Well, again, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to mute like the background noise. But yeah, what a way to end this. What a way to end this. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy this as much as I did, but my god, that was amazing. Thank you to the people that told me to actually go through this first, because I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I didn't think it was gonna make me cry, like at all, but it did. Oh man. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Drop a like down below if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on TikTok and Twitter at Venheim. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time with a video of whatever I make. Stay tuned to the post, because I'm gonna be asking you guys what I'm doing next. It's basically gonna be up to you guys what I do next. Alrighty guys, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.